Hello children, we will continue that lesson. So, ninth paragraph onwards. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She did not look at a day older. See, of course, again, but that was not so. He thought like that may be the last physical contact, but after that he came back. When he came after 5 years, she was alive. Okay, but what is the peculiar thing is that she didn't seem little older, 1 day older also she didn't look. She was same age. She looked same age. So how she was before 5 years, same she was looking same. Okay, not even 1 day older. That much maintenance, glamorous she was. Okay, she still had no time for words, and while she clasped me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. Okay, that much affection she had towards the sparrows. Okay, what here the writer is telling that, so after his arrival to the house from the abroad, what happened? She was continuously, 1 day also she didn't stop, continuously her prayer words were, she was continuously doing prayers, reciting prayers, and also he was continuously doing beads. She was continuously counting the beads, and even on the first day of his arrival, her happiest moment, he observed that always she was feeling so happy while feeding the sparrows. Always she wanted to spend the time with the sparrows. She is not longing for her grandson. She understood that her grandson is to study well. So, she was engaging herself in feeding the sparrows and continuously reciting the prayers. And also, what she was doing? Beads, continuously counting the beads. Rosary, she will be having the rosary in her hand. Check that. In the evening, a change came over her. On that day, suddenly what happened? In that evening, some change has come. What was that change? She did not pray. Oh my God. Till then, that was the prayer was her breath, right? Like that she was doing. But suddenly she stopped doing prayer. She did not pray. She collected the women of the neighborhood. What she did? She has called all she began to gather all the women from the neighborhood. Okay, and got an old drum. She took one old drum, right? Dum beat. Now we'll make the music. And started to sing. She began to sing. And for several hours she thumped the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum and sang of the home coming from the warrior. She made to make the music drum. She was doing the music and continuously she was singing the songs. And we had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. It will be so strained for her, right? Physically. Continuously she was beating the drum and continuously telling the songs, the prayers. That was the thing. And so it was so weak for her, and she couldn't feel that much weak also. But the family members, they tried to stop her. Okay, because she may get strained. That is the reason. So they wanted to stop her in drumming that. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. Okay, since that Arthur knew her, so he never saw his grandmother not praying. Okay, continuously she used to pray, that much. But that was the first time after his arrival. He could find that his grandmother she didn't pray at all on that particular day. Then the next morning she was taken ill. Okay, we can understand. No? Next morning what happened? She became ill. It was a mild fever and doctor told us that it would go. Okay, she was not feeling well. Okay, doctor told them, okay, she will be all right, no problem, no need to worry. But my grandmother, thought differently. But grandmother, she was thinking differently. Okay, so she told us that her end was near. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she told that I am going to die. This will be my last hours in my lifetime. Like that, she expected her death. Okay, she told everyone that she was going to die, and she had omitted to pray. And she was not going to waste any more time talking to us. Okay, we protested. Okay, but she ignored our protest. She lay peacefully, okay, in bed praying and telling her beads. But she never stopped praying. Only one day she stopped. After that, again she started praying and also telling her beads. Rosary is there, no? She was doing that. And even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. Okay, what happened? She died. She went near to her bed and she lay down on the bed, and continuously there also last few hours also she began to pray. She was praying and telling her beads before they could suspect her death, whether it will happen. So she left. Okay, she died, and how they could understand? So the rosary which was there in her hand, no, it fell down from her lifeless fingers, and peaceful pallor spread on her face, and we knew that she was dead. Okay, she was dead at that time. So peaceful death she had, expected death. She could predict her death, but the family members, they couldn't predict, but she herself predicted her death. She told, but they couldn't believe properly. Last paragraph, we'll finish the lesson. Interesting lesson, right? Let us see what happened after her death. The sun was setting and had lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden light. At that time, what happened? That was the sunset, evening time. Right, the sun was setting down, and at that time the golden rays was falling through in the veranda, and that has come near to her body, which stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff, wrapped in the red shroud. Thousands of they tried to stop her. So many sparrows have came. They all came. Okay, they have come, and thousands of sparrows are scattered on the floor. So, thousands, not even few or hundreds of sparrows, but thousands of sparrows they have come, and they were just spreading on the floor. They are lying on the floor, and see, there was no chirping. How they are not making noise? Silently they came, the birds. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. So actually these parents, the family members, they thought that the birds have come to have the bread pieces that old mother, the grandmother will give, no, for that. But actually the birds have not come for the bread pieces. Why they have come? In order to show their love and affection towards the grandmother's death. Condolences, they were also giving their condolences to her. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into little crumbs, the way my grandmother used to, and threw it at them. Even his mother went and he bought some pieces of bread, bread pieces she bought, and she began to put for the sparrows, but they didn't see what the sparrows did. The sparrows took no notice of the bread. They didn't care about the bread pieces. We can understand now how good the birds are, also sparrows also. So faithful. When we carried my grandmother's corpse off, so as they were taking the dead body, so at that time, they flew away quietly. All the birds, they flew away quietly without making any chirruping sounds. Just they left the place. Next morning, the sweeper swept the bread crumbs into the dustbin. They didn't eat whatever the bread pieces have been thrown on that floor for the sparrows. No, the sparrows have not eaten the bread pieces. Just they wanted to give send off to the grandmother. How affectionate birds, right? So that's all about the. So next day what they did? Just they have thrown the bread pieces into the dustbin next morning. That is the lesson.